I was on my way into Salem this week and thinking about Afghanistan and seeing the pictures and seeing the chaos. And I know a person in Afghanistan who has a ministry to girls. And following that, I've introduced him to you as a church, as a ministry that we could help and support and encourage. And then knowing what he's been through, it just really weighed heavy on my heart. It's like, what can we do? And then what came to my mind is Siri. Siri is a lady that attended our church for many, many years. She needed to move to her family up in Washington, so she's up there now. But Siri was a refugee from World War II. A church here in Salem sponsored her family to get out of Germany in the middle of the war. And I thought to myself, if there was a church that helped someone get out of a disastrous situation under Hitler's reign in Europe dealing with Germany, if a church in Salem can do that, what can we do today? What can we do as a church today? So Siri is my inspiration this morning. And how much more contacts do we have today? Little story. Lanny Cordola, a musician back in the 90s that I began to follow, and I loved his music. He's a guitar person. He can play classical. He can play jazz, blues, rock, everything you can think of. His multiple, just talent's amazing. And then God began to speak to his heart, and he saw the kids of Pakistan and Afghanistan. He saw kids that were being blown up by roadside bombs, families devastated, and he felt called to leave this and to go over there. And so now what he does, he teaches girls how to play guitars. In this culture, girls they're more property than they are people. And he felt like, if I can teach them how to play a guitar, that the music that God created and made in all of us, that music is cross-cultural. It spans the world and ministers to everyone. And he began to teach them how to play guitar. And then I saw posts that he had recently. And I read them and I wept. I go, what can I do? We have a nice air-conditioned church. We sit on padded pews. These people, these girls are treated like property. They reach a certain age and they get handed over to some guy that is to be their husband. They have no rights. They're not even allowed in some places to be educated. And he is fighting for them. And so I messaged him. I've been able to correspond with him off and on the last couple of years. And he's been so gracious to me because he doesn't know me. But we got to know each other. And so I messaged him and I said, what can we do? Is there anything that we could do as a church? He said, Dear Dane, thank you for the compassion and grace. I am open to any ideas to get our most vulnerable girls out of this hell on earth. I'll see what I can do. His response. I'm contacting the governor of Oregon, and I haven't got a response. And looking at sharing a plan with my church Sunday. Looking at some government back channels through Oregon's leadership, I'm going to give it everything I've got. If the Lord is leading, he will turn hearts and open doors. His response is, thank you, Dane. An angel you are. What can we do? I don't know where to start. I don't know how it ends. but I do know that I'm going to do something. And will you help me? Here's what I want to do. I want to create a task force in our church. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. We're going to figure out what is out there to try to cooperate with or work with, ultimately to get these girls out of Afghanistan. Here, we have a story. We have people. We have a person there that I can contact, Lanny, and tell him any information that we need to get to him so that they can get to safety. We can figure this out. I need to find, in this task force, find ways and means, use existing agencies and efforts. We need contacts. Which leads me to the next thing, is we need to go to the Capitol and contact our representatives. If anybody knows somebody, I know that I think there's Bill Post. I think he attends one of the churches here in town. Bill, if you ever watch this, I want to get a hold of you. We need contacts. We need people who know people that know people so that we can get through this red tape that we have today. Find people who know people. That's what this is going to be about. And we're going to be relentless. We need immigration. We need refugee status. We need to work with the state somehow to get these girls all the way to Oregon. The next thing is, I believe if we get this far, and we need families to take them in. I believe once it gets to this place, I believe that we as a people will step up and help them, just like Siri was helped and made a difference in my life. These girls need a place. I believe we will get that. Next thing is there's going to be financial support at some point, and once that path is clear, then I will make that appeal. But I'm not going to do that until we know what's going on. This may be a huge dead end. We don't know. I don't know. This is all new to me, everyone out there. I just know this. I'm not going to let this go by I'm not going to do nothing. We're going to do something, whatever it may be. If we reach dead ends then we tried. But I don't want this to be over and not try. And if you want to join me on this task force, then you need to be relentless. We're going to be making phone calls. We're going to be walking to the Capitol, into those doors and talking to people. We're going to do whatever we possibly can to get to the bottom of this somehow. I don't know, but we'll try. Next thing is we'll run with this as far as we can. We're going to watch a video. This is Lanny and Sammy Hagar. They did the girls in Afghanistan and Sammy Hagar in a studio, and they worked this out together to pull off a beautiful video. At least you'll see these girls' faces, and I hope that we will be able to see them face to face sometime. Let's watch.
ladies, Sammy Hagar here. I'm proud of what you're doing. Stay strong and fly like an eagle.